Hello again, everyone. As we have stated in previous videos, we are committed to communicating as things continue to change and we continue to navigate through those changes inside the facility. There's a couple of topics we want to talk about today, one being customer shutdowns, what we know as of today. We also want to talk about COVID and the spike inside the facility and inside the community. And the third thing we want to talk about is some more of our recruiting and retention efforts and how we're doing there so far. So first, let's get started with customer shutdowns. We were notified a couple of weeks ago that Spring Hill would be taking 2 weeks down. That was last week and this past week. Today, unfortunately, we were notified that they will continue that downtime into the next 2 weeks as well. Wentzville plant also notified us this morning they will be taking the next 2 weeks down. And then KTP has notified us that they will be running modified shift schedules for the next 2 weeks. And that's all we know at this point. So with those things being said, our severe labor shortage is still going to require us to keep everyone working. We will still be moving people around the facility to try to build up our inventory. I'm not sure how many of you are aware that our inventory levels between us and the customer is an extremely low count right now. We need to take advantage of these next 2 weeks and being able to move resources around the facility to build our inventory back up. We are literally days away from impacting customers if everyone was to continue to pull at rate. So we've got to take advantage of these downtimes. As unfortunate as they are, it is really allowing us to continue to build our inventory and then pull out of our inventory as the customers ramp back up and pull more than what we can produce in a day's time. So that's the update we want to give you on that, and we will continue to update as we hear more on any additional downwicks. The second topic we want to cover today is COVID and the recent spike that we've seen in the community as well as inside the facility. Currently, our quarantine list consists of around 36 associates. Out of that 36, we are currently working 12 active confirmed cases of COVID. The other 24 that are on that list have been quarantined for contact tracing, either to someone in the facility or someone outside the facility. We continue to monitor this list very closely as it changes almost daily and sometimes multiple times per day, depending on what we hear back from our associates. So right now, our current weekly new cases is averaging around 8 or 9 new cases per week. The other metrics that we look at and have continued to look at are the immunity rate inside the facility as well as the community. Right now, Bowling Green Metal Forming's workforce, which is around 1,250 employees, has a lower percentage vaccination rate than the community does. Not by a lot, but the community rate is a little bit higher than what our current facility rate is. Our current facility rate is at 37%. The community weekly new cases, as you can see on the chart that's up now, is actually increased to a point where we can't even track it on this chart anymore. We would have to change the scale to track it. So it's over 700 weekly new cases right now, which is pretty common for what we saw last year when the COVID spike initially hit. The community spread infection rate, for the first time in several weeks, we did see a little bit of a decline this week. Unfortunately, with the holiday coming up, we do not believe that rate will stay low. Historically, around holidays, we see a significant spike, and we believe we're going to see another significant spike when we return from the holiday as well. With that being said, we have to report these numbers out every week and sometimes multiple times a week to COSMA and to Magna. Every facility has to do that. We've been able to show that we can control the spread of the virus inside the facility. And I still believe our numbers show that we have control of it. The unfortunate part is we have a sister plant not too far from us that thought they were controlling it as well, and unfortunately they have not. And they are currently working over 50 active cases with over 250 people on their quarantine list. Those are the types of things that we want to try to avoid and try to get out in front of inside this facility. Working with Magna and Cosma very closely, we have decided that starting next week, we're going to offer on-site testing on a voluntary basis for anyone that would like to get tested. Now, we will have a team on site to administer that test. The test will be provided to us by Magna's Health and Wellness Committee. It's the same test that is currently being offered and used in several of the Cosma and Magna facilities in the U.S. as well as across the globe. So we're very excited to offer that to any team member that wishes to do it. What I'll tell you is, if we can't control this and we can't get this turned and headed in the right direction and see our numbers decrease significantly over the next several weeks, it may very well become mandatory for everyone to be tested on site. There's already a couple of facilities that have went that route. We want to try to get out in front of that to mitigate that from happening. So please, if you wish to volunteer, I think everyone knows my stance, but I will be volunteering for the testing every time that we do it here, just to make sure that we are keeping it at bay. The last thing I want to talk about is recruiting and retention. We have been putting significant efforts into recruiting. We recently announced a $2,500 sign-on bonus. We've entered into several marketing agreements with local TV channels, commercials, job fairs. We now have a Walk-Up Wednesday that we've done 2 weeks. We've seen really good success out of both of those. Unfortunately, it's not happening fast enough, and our labor shortage continues to be one of the hottest topics that we have inside the plant. With that being said, we are going to roll out a couple of new initiatives starting September 7th. The first is the sign-on bonus. That is going to go from $2,500 to $5,000, and it will be paid out, as you can see on the chart behind me, $1,000 after the first 30 days, an additional $1,000 after 90 days, additional $1,000 after 180 days, and then $2,000 after 1 year. We hope that with this new incentive that we can start filling our positions inside the facility, and we really need to get those positions filled and trained before all of our customers ramp back up, because as I stated earlier, we would not be able to keep up with customer demand right now with our current headcount. With that being said, the second thing I want to talk about that we are implementing effective September 7th is an attendance bonus. As you can see, this will be a grossed up bonus. The opportunity is there for team members to make $100 additional for working Monday through Friday, an additional $100 for working Saturday, and an additional $100 for working Sunday. So a total of $300 additional monies per week based on perfect attendance status. And you can see there's a few things here that qualify a team member for this incentive. The first one is must have worked Monday through Friday to qualify for the Saturday bonus. You also must have worked Monday through Saturday to qualify for the Sunday bonus, and must work the entire shift to get the bonus. So this is truly an incentive for the people that are working the hours Monday through Friday, or Monday through Saturday, or Monday through Sunday in some cases. Must be physical hours worked, so vacation, paid time off, other approved paid or unpaid time off will not count. There's only one exception to this, and that is going to be next week when we start it. Because Monday is a holiday, everyone is going to get credit for working Monday because it is a holiday. So if you work Tuesday through Friday next week, you would be eligible for the $100 bonus. If you work Tuesday through Saturday, you'll be eligible for $200, and Tuesday through Sunday would get you the additional $300, again, grossed up on your check. Must have been hired prior to September 7th, 2021. So anyone that's hiring in under the new $5,000 sign-on bonus will not be eligible. Anyone who's hired prior to that will be eligible for this incentive. This incentive is going to start September 7th and going to run through October 31st. Towards the end of October, we will look at our staffing, look at our requirements, and see whether or not we need to extend that on any additional months. But right now, we're gonna remain optimistic that we have all of our positions filled in the next month and a half, team members on board and trained up, and we will no longer need to offer this, as we won't have to move people around the facility. So hopefully these two things help on our recruiting and our retention, and we will keep everyone updated as changes are necessary. But again, we want to thank everyone for being patient with us as we navigate through this. It's been very trying times for everyone. We understand that. And again, we greatly appreciate everyone's effort. And hopefully some of these things that we continue to roll out show that to our team members, that we truly do care and we truly do appreciate everything that you do for us. So stay tuned. There'll be more updates to follow. But again, thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day and enjoy your holiday weekend. Thank you.